one of our goals for Heroes for Humanity is to raise money, and this is why all you guys are here, is because of the race that we're putting on. We're putting on a race called United We Run 9.11. It's going to be held right in front of the Supreme Court of Ohio, the Ohio Judicial Center, right on Front Street. We also incorporated a 5K as well as a 1-mile fun walk within the race for everyone. We really want everyone to be a part of it. Our mission is to get at least 3,000 men and women to represent the 3,000 men and women who lost their life on September 11th. So anyone that you know, anyone that you guys may know, you can bring to the table, any organizations, if we're still looking for donors and sponsors, please tell them about our foundation. Please get them to the table. Let's get them running and that sort of thing. Please. So with that being said, I know I've gone completely over my limit in time. With that being said, I have a good friend, Lieutenant Spinner. He's a lieutenant with the Ohio Highway Patrol, and he's going to tie in why he's here. On September 11th, not only was the 343 men and women that represented the fire departments, you know, they lost their life on that day, so did our law enforcement community. So with that being said, I'm going to bring up Lieutenant Spinner, and he's going to share a little bit.
Thank you, Jason.
Hey, thanks a lot, brother.
Good afternoon. How's everyone doing? Good. We got plenty of seats. If anybody would like to come up and have a seat, come on in. You guys can join us. Come on in. You guys are standing by the door. All right. Again, let me first of all just say thank you. I would like to thank Jason for actually asking me to be a part of the event. And I want to thank each and every one of you for coming in this evening to hear a little bit about Heroes for Humanity and United We Run. I certainly would like to thank M.I. Homes and the Schottenstein family for allowing Jason to have his event here. And I also want to say, again, thanks to all of you for coming. Very briefly, as Jason said, my name is Cliff Spinner. I'm a staff lieutenant with the Ohio State Highway Patrol. Been with the Highway Patrol for a little while, and certainly had the pleasure of meeting Jason downtown Columbus. A long time ago, I used to run the security detail for the Voinovich administration and for the State House, and we did security work over at the Supreme Court prior to turning that over to Jason and his crew when they built redone the Ohio Judicial Center. So Jason and Gary and a lot of the guys that work down there, we actually work hand in hand with each other, and it's been a great relationship. When Jason told me about this evening, I certainly said, no doubt I'll be there. Jason said, hey, Gary and I are going to be there. We're just going to wear some shirts and shorts and dress really casual, no suits and ties. And so that's why I'm dressed like this. And you can see the way that Gary and Jason are. I really appreciate that. But actually, as hot as it is, I'm glad that Jason told me I could dress this way. I've been with the Highway Patrol for a while, do a lot in the area of security. We have a lot of the buildings downtown that we're responsible for. All of the state-owned, the state-leased buildings, the Rhodes Tower, the Wright Tower. That is just very, very small, very minuscule in terms of the World Trade Center and what happened on that day. But as Jason talked about, there were over 3,000 people that lost their lives that day, and a lot of those people were police officers and firefighters. So when Jason told me that he was putting together this event, and he asked me if I would be a part of it without hesitation, actually, he had me at hello. So I was a part of it before he even finished the spiel, because any time that I can do something to give back, I certainly want to do that. I encourage each and every one of you to spread the word. When you think about what Jason did, at that time, Jason was just like every other individual in the city of New York. When you think about that event, and all of us have seen images and video footage from that day, every single person in that city was running away from New York, away from downtown. They were running away from the World Trade Center. And it's only individuals like Jason and some of those people who lost their lives, like the police officers and the firefighters who will actually run toward an event like that. But that's certainly something that those individuals, including myself, have volunteered to do. And that's what it's about in terms of giving back. If you guys could do anything, it would be just spread the word about this event. Jason has some very big ambitions, some very good ideals of what he wants to do. And all of it is about helping our society, helping the children, helping the men and women of the military, the armed forces, and their families. And those people do something every single day so that we can live in a country like this and have the freedom that we have. And if it's about volunteering a little bit of my time or going out and running 9.1 miles, Jason said I could walk if I wanted to, so going out and running 9.1 miles, that's the least I can do. And so I was very happy to be a part of this event. And I want to thank Jason for giving me the opportunity to be a part of the event. And it's pretty much my goal to reach out to the other law enforcement agencies and the fire departments and to get them involved. So I hope to have a lot more law enforcement involvement, a lot more fire department involvement so that we can make the event a successful event. We're reaching out to agencies not only in Columbus, but outside of the city of Columbus as well. Because a lot of us, myself included, are going to run that day and then go down to Ohio State's campus and work all night because of the Ohio State-Miami game on that same day. So that's going to be a very difficult day, but it's the least that I can do. Thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to speak to you this afternoon, and I appreciate you, Jason. Thanks.
Okay, there's one other individual that I'm going to bring up here, and this individual is an extraordinary individual. He's one of those guys that he really can't even fathom what he did and what he's been through. And he's going to share a story, just a piece of a story, and just a piece of his story on what he experienced in Iraq. Everyone, if you do not know, Gary Norris, he was a court officer with me. He worked for the Ohio Supreme Court. He's been there for the last 3.5 years, almost 4 years, and he fought in Iraq. His unit that he went in with was Lima Company. Lima Company was one of the hardest hit units in the war. With that being said, I'm not going to tell the story, I'm not going to try. But here goes Gary Norris.
Good evening, my name is Gary Norris. Some of you know me. I'm here, I'm not only representing the Marine Corps, I'm representing the Armed Services. I served 8 years in the Marine Corps. The last couple I served with the Lima Company, as Jason said, 325. You probably know us from our tour in Iraq in 2005. And the reason you know us is we took a high amount of casualties. I have a different story. My story is one of bravery, sacrifice, and heroism. I have many stories I could tell, but I'm going to concentrate on one. That's the story of Corporal Andre Williams. Dre and I had a long history. We went to middle school together, we went to high school together, we joined the Marine Corps together. We also helped raise each other's children. Dre led from the front and never showed more than on 28 July 2005. That day, our mission was to clear the city of Sikla, Iraq. Midway through the day, I was on one side of the road, Dre was on the other. We took sniper fire. At that point in time, Dre went and tried to enter the building. He was only to find a blockade. We all knew what that meant. Dre immediately took his team, surrounded the perimeter, and he wanted to make sure that no insurgents could exit the building. Dre then called for squad support and attempted to enter the building. The reason that's such a big deal, as a leader, you never attempt to enter the building on your own because it's such a high percentage that you're going to be the one that's hit. But Dre was not going to send his men to do something that he wouldn't do. He called for the squad support. He attempted to enter the building. He encountered small arms fire, which ended his life. Corporal Andre Williams, KIA, 28 July 2005, Al Anbar Province, Iraq. I'm able to deal with this loss because Dre believed in what he was doing. He believed in giving people the opportunity to better their lives. And I have a lot of examples, but I'm just going to tell one. Under Saddam, women were not allowed to educate themselves. They weren't allowed to read, they weren't allowed to write, they couldn't even get on a computer. So from there on out, every city that we went to, we started a school for women. These schools have computer labs, they have libraries, and they have tutors. So for our actions, these women are now able to be educated. Heroes for Humanity have the same beliefs. Because of this foundation, there's going to be young men and women that are able to better their lives by getting an education. It's also going to provide military families that are just starting out on government assistance, having to work 2 jobs, not able to spend time at home, the opportunity to spend time at home with their family. So we never know when they're going to get sent on that tour that they have to make the ultimate sacrifice. With that being said, I'm honored to be here and thank all of you for supporting Heroes for Humanity. Semper Fi.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, you've heard all about the organization and the importance of what we're doing here today. And now we're going to get you plugged in. We're going to allow you to answer the question, how can you be one of 3,000 to honor a hero? Say that to yourselves. How can I?
How can I?
Be one.
Be one.
You have to exercise that finger. Be one of 3,000. I don't know how you're going to do that. To honor a hero.
To honor a hero.
Well, I'm so glad you asked. There are 3 ways in which you can do that, and tonight we're going to show them to you. The first way is you can become a communications hero. We're going to show you in 3 simple steps how you can spread the word about Heroes for Humanity. And Lindsay Schmitz is going to take you to the conference room right to the back, and she'll share more information and give you the tools that you need over there. Actually, it's the room right in the middle, but she will lead the way. Secondly, we're going to show you how you can become a development/fundraising hero. Now, don't shrug your shoulders or hang your head down low. We've come up with 3 easy ways in which you can get plugged in. You can, and I'll let Laura actually share more, and she will actually be in the conference room. And then I'm going to share with you how you can become a race day hero, and we'll be in the kitchen/living room. So right now, we're just going to